But keep everybody organized. I recommend a co-chair, but that's optional. I think we should have a treasurer to try to keep track of the money that is coming out of our account. A grants coordinator, so every year the state gives us money. We have applications, and in November, that's usually our longest meeting. And we review all those applications and then decide who fits that money. We have money from the town that was voted in by the town residents. What we do with that money is we try to see programs outside of the grant application process that nobody feels something gaps that we think we do. So last year we did a classroom project. Another year we went to a different museum classes. All right, so the new people. What? That's one. Sure. Yeah. Maybe just identify yourself, your name, if you remember. What's that? If you remember, that's we have Earth here in the Santa Clara Schoolhouse, and we are working with Earth on a project that will celebrate 150th anniversary of the Santa Clara Schoolhouse in September. So that's why this year.
September 14th.
Yeah.
We bring your family.
Okay.
So Debbie Kelly, and I've been on the council for 6 years.
Yeah, Debbie and I are the two people that are together.
And I'm Lori Mary. I've been on the council for, I think, 5 years now, so I'll do it toward the end of my term as well. And I'd like to stay involved in a leadership role because I work for the council.
I saw you reading on the teletext, but
I'm sorry, I saw a notice on the top that you needed members, so I wanted to come and check it out and see what they know.
Office and our two sound representatives of those checking out the wetland bylaws. And so
I'm Alan Malley, the town's director of community and economic development.
We're trying to do some work with Alan, and that's why we can see here tonight.
They've been trying to get me focused for 2 years.
Right. Well, we're going off, so we gotta get you here. One of the things that we wanted to look at organizing a really huge as a group is and stuff. So one of our focuses has been trying to work with our the town already. One of them is great ideas. We're ready to work here to support the Friends of the Library and another group stuff with that. So we try not to do it all by ourselves. Which I think is good.
Sandy's in again. Steve is my housemate. So I hear your name all the time. Positive things. So I guess it's almost 2 years that I started. So, because you need someone.
Yes.
So, yeah. And you asked me about doing the notes. I could do notes.
Yeah, you could be the secretary.
I can do. And by the way, I have a good reason. I'm hard-headed.
Lisa, the town council would attend it. When they're done the program, they're required to submit a final report, and as long as everything looks good, we won't ask them for the money back. So we don't have to do that, but I guess typically what happens is when somebody leaves a grant, we have to have their program first, and then they have to submit for reimbursement. So they're out, sometimes $1,000, sometimes $250. So they get reimbursed. So this would eliminate that.
So a couple questions. This is clearly better for them.
Yep.
Is it better for us? And going to be more.
So, well, that's the only thing, is if somebody doesn't follow through on it.
Is it less good for us?
I think it would be about the same, it's just that.
It's gonna be just the town funds.
No, this is the state tax, so the town funds. Town funds, we cannot pay in advance.
Oh, okay.
Town doesn't like you to pay people before. Which is fair. The cultural council in Massachusetts, because they feel that, they've kind of piloted in a number of different cities already, and they feel that it could be limited, help people limited the kinds of applications that are there. The Massachusetts Cultural Council website. And then we have to have updated on our criteria and all that stuff that has to be the thing that we are doing.
Would it be for all, or would it be for ones that
When we go through, so you're saying it's, it might be, but I don't know. So what I think you're asking something is, could some people still go under the reimbursement rate? Or is everybody switch to the, one way or the other? That, I don't remember.
Not unless we offer the money in front, I don't know what someone to say. Offer the front.
Right, that's what reason someone.
I think it sounds like an extra meeting for the council, because we would have to, someone would have to approve the report that they submit after the program has been finished as part of the criteria.
Right. So that's why I suggested a grant coordinator, like someone who kind of monitors all of that stuff, right? And then I guess you would have to have a meeting with the coordinator, so we would check all the boxes that you said they were going to.
Grants coordinator would take the place of this all meeting to read the follow-up report.
Okay, that's what I think. Because right now, when the reimbursement form comes up, I check, look through it, make sure that there's an invoice for it, yes, specifically advertised, and check the box too, so much as so that it.
I'm a little bit concerned that we will learn how to process grants the way the town requires us to do it, in the way we do it. From the outside, you know, from the outside, that community, other criteria. Whether it be president, subject to the town, subject to station, just done that. I don't know, I don't want to think it's easier for us.
Well, I think it would be easier if you had everything the same way. So because we have town funds, which are reimbursement, it is easier to keep it.
I wonder if we could have, but have some sort of a clause about if this creates a hardship, we cannot pay up front, we can consider it paid.
I don't think that that's allowed. That's a problem.
What if it was like for supplies or something, rather than paying someone for?
Again, I don't think you can differentiate between
Like, I think it's an all or nothing thing.
Doing workshops and things, you know, you've got the money in hand, I think the motivation is not as strong as, I'm gonna go and do it and get paid after.
It's in most cases.
Yeah,
Either that or if it's possible, if it's falling out, we could vote on it, pass it, so that we can do it, and then at our discretion, we decide which ones. Like if it's a tie break on a program that we really, really wanted, however, they can only do it if they get paid.
I think they get used to the weather.
Yeah, that's, okay,
So it's I think it's, we don't have to see how other individuals do that.
it'd be good to know. And it's good to know.
Please speak up, we're here to participate.
It'd be good
Do you
to
have any thoughts?
It seems like it's easier just to exclude it. If you can't do that, you can say it's the option, or anything, it's a differentiator. It's probably easier just to do it all one way instead of trying to have to do it. It seems like
Well, and then, so one of my concerns would be, so what happens now is we say, yes, we have to set aside $450 for Sarah to do a workshop. That $450, you don't have to have it. It just goes back to that Monday. So now, what we're saying, $450. And then that's the case.
exactly, yeah, that's concerned. What do we do, more restaurants along the line?
Yeah, so.
I mean, if it's working out, doing it.
That's all you can do in Belmont.
Right.
Whereas if you don't give me the $450 up front, there's no fee where make the workshop. So one of the things in the application is if you don't get the funds. That's something, it's like if you don't get the funds, so we know when we're reviewing the applications whether or not this program could go on some other way. And that's part of our decision. So it sounds like this is something that I'm hearing that we don't do right now.
Well, it certainly hasn't limited the amount of grants that we get. Still get more and more, since I don't think everybody has.
So I'll ask you a few questions and send a few things via email, and we can decide about that. We have until July 5th. Okay. So like I said, so council on aging, did everybody read the program? I think you saw the first one. So music and dance, $350 that they're asking for. And I think most everybody said it. You had a concern, Lori, do you remember what that was?
well, I added more, yeah, it's, and, you know, Lauren highly recommends them too. It's just full of information. What that particular workshop is about the song and dance, not that they're gonna do song and dance, but art that has inspired, song and dance, you know, so through the centuries, which is kind of a different,
Yeah.
yeah.
So we did that? Okay, good.
Yay!
The library has requested some money. To request for payments of programs.
Related to the program, I thought.
But they have already done it. So you don't get anything up front.
Yes, so I remember, I'm confused about why she sent it.
Okay, so it looks like, I have to check and see, but I don't think that this is.
You have them in capital.
Final that the vendors are requesting payment before they do their program, they're actually pay for it before.
Amy is familiar with the way this works. So I think that this is part of the money that we already allocated.
I think, one of them was for the astronomy, yeah, and the other one was for the animal.
Yeah, that's fine, okay, so I don't think it's a new request, I think it's just,
It's early.
it is, so it's not really perfect until it's happening, yeah. And I think you responded to it, right? I sent a note to you, yes. So that's good. That's. The community program.
Was it after the library, or no? That's what it was.
Yeah, I thought it was something new, because my brain is like, it's followed by, twisted. Doesn't know which, it's up. So the canoe program, Lori's been working very hard on trying to get some sort of like a museum pass kind of thing with the yoga paddle where people could go and say, oh, it's 2 copies. And I thought, just for that feedback for the record, so. Right. Yes, we did.
So, are you familiar with the library passes? Yes. So we have wanted to support a different idea we were doing, which is have a canoe and shelter property with boats. Okay. So, long story short, we were going to do a one-day program and evolved into doing a library pass instead because it was easier and more flexible and all of that. So we're trying to offer coupon essentially to be able to use the boats and get a discount on the boat paddle.
Right.
And so I had to think about how to set it up in a way that
Made sense for everybody.
yeah, that was streamlined. The library director just emailed me back a couple hours ago, and the template is good, but we needed 2 months of it.
Yeah, so one of the things that so what she's proposing is $15, $360, which is fine. We had set aside $350, so that's okay. So I think Tim's comments, and he's the library director, yeah, so his comments were, it's difficult to, because we have residents, but the library, of course, is the library, and how do you control like their residents? So I'm fine with it just being available, but I don't know. So it's an extra step. So part of the way of distributing these passes is through the library.
So they don't take it.
That's their library. It's their library.
Plan, right?
Right. So,
it would be more difficult for them.
right.
We'll go all of those passes through calls.
Right. And then I guess the question was, how many passes can we use for each rental if it's a family? Not to rent for each person. Because I think to rent for a family is just $4 worth of it. Right? So per hour, a giant canoe per hour is $29.
The prices range pretty widely, so that's kind of on the scale here. Per canoe pay, $2 $3. So, per hour, $20 would be almost paid for. Most people went $2.
Okay, is that what you said? Okay.
Yes.
Oh, all right. Okay, so then 1, 4, 4, yeah. Okay.
So we would obviously want to, but she didn't want to have it easy, she had to be on the back.
No, absolutely.
That's the one pass per family.
Isn't it that's allocated now? A lot of passes are up to 4 people. Right. That's what it is. Yeah. Whether or not it's a family or party. Because I don't think it matters if you were only one person, you're still paying that flat fee, right? Yes. Okay, so, to 4 people. One passport, for example, that's 4 people.
Yeah.
Okay. So now if I came in, 8 people in my family, that's 2 coupons?
I don't think so.
Isn't it up to the library though, like if they have 2 passes to the aquarium?
So we have 24 passes in that all together, they're gone.
Exactly.
So
will there be data of names of people who did it?
that's what I'm asking. Yeah,
So why are you asking for that? Because he was not, he didn't really seem too public about it.
Okay, so you have them put it on the pack, and then you go back and down.
Could you have a little place where they just check off cameras when they're not? It doesn't mean they don't get it, but it give us data.
I want to know if you take a pass and don't use it.
Well, I don't know.
Oh, yeah, so you can. I'd like to know that too.
Well, that's why we're having to sign this thing too, because they should do it, we'll never know. But I want the library to try to take some.
Okay, so the reality is, if we take it and don't use it, nobody's out any money. It's just that we're gonna have less than $360. We're gonna have, that's all money, or the town is out of.
Yeah, is that what we're giving them money up front?
No, she's going to invoice us monthly.
Oh, all right, well, that's good.
So that's the thing, so there is the potential, yes, for somebody to take the coupon, not use it, and nobody has benefited, but no money has exchanged hands, therefore we're not out any.
I guess I was thinking that I wanted to copy and post first round, so that we
I
can,
really want some information to know.
we can adapt it.
So can we not get that information from the library? That's what they scan.
So they got a coupon, they put in, they have a login, they can have a personal login that's at the library.
Well, we have Diane information for what the clerk. So Diane, only this.
Yeah, because the town.
But the library will know who took it. What, for the library trust? Yeah. So the thing is,
Yes.
Yeah, take a library.
oh, yeah, I know, yeah, take it back. So here's what I'm thinking, is if the library can capture which number, like is this 2 of 24, this is marked 2 of 24, they take it, hand it into Diane. We don't need to know who didn't go, we just need to know.
Wait, you're not going to get it.
So they have to take their coupon to Diane.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. So I go to the library, I get coupon number 5. I go to Diane. I have to fill in stuff for Diane anyway. That's why I don't have, and like Tim said, I'm gonna be kind of like, why do you want this information? So that's one thing that I don't.
Is the library sharing, like, I have a membership now, I'm just really single, like.
So we don't need to know who went. What I think you want to know is how many got used. So we can. What are you gonna do with them?
But I said, I think it's classes.
How are you gonna monitor that? Well, what do you consider? Somebody who takes a pass doesn't. Responsibility of the library.
I think you're gonna run one.
90% of people are opposed. So here's the thing, I think the first time out, we should track the number of coupons that are handed, the number of coupons that Diane. If there's a huge discrepancy, then we need to rethink the
But
rule.
how will we know?
You're not gonna know.
Someone could get, oh gosh, I got a conflict, I can't do it, so I don't think we can know.
Oh, they lost out.
Yeah. We just put it in here that says, please do the classes.
That's true.
Yeah.
So let's do that.
Now, can a family get a pass for 1 week and
I don't know.
See why not?
But that's why I sort of wanted to chat, see how. But we can do that at the time. But,
Yeah. Well, they're taking copies, so they're saying something.
Well, so here's the thing. They're giving you the library pass, you're scanning my library pass. So you know, that's what I
Right, so you know.
I don't know why I have to 37. So that's what Tim said. He says, like, people are going to be very weird about filling this out. making sure the paddlers are filling out liability form.
Right, and it does say intended for use, I do not use this coupon or return it to the left. Let's get an initial there, that's fine. That's the
Well, and theoretically, then they have to fill out information. No, that doesn't work out, but that's really hard. She wants a separate coupon that she puts in a separate drawer. Right.
So, but what I would like from Diana is on an invoice, I don't think it's, I don't know what's going to say, five. Click on five, or C for coupon, or top of their,
On their application.
that's fine, turn it on. So, remember the coupons, and then you'll get back with the invoice, however way, and we reimburse it. So we will be able to know that 5 coupons were used. Because the library won't have them anymore, and we won't have to do that. So then we'll have to say, next year, this is what we're doing. So here's the thing, is when she's going to need to sign reimbursement for it. So just make sure that Diana fills out the reimbursement form. It's just a formality, and just so everybody knows that when we submit to because this is our funds, we still use the reimbursement form, but we need to write on the top of it, payment from the town funds. Otherwise, it's going to get out because of the So the reimbursement form looks like this. Normally, if it's so, what happens is you check all the boxes, you put an application number on it. It goes in, it gets paid for the grant. But if it's a town program, then I have to write at the top of stuff. I believe it's online, but I have a copy of it here.
I'm just going to talk about town and state money.
Yeah.
For people that might be interested in it. Years ago, the first time we asked for one from the town, was we didn't know. And then we did. And they managed it. And we were kind of speechless. We didn't get it. So it was really supported by the town, and we're trying to make sure that money goes to the city.
So that's what this is about. Okay.
That's what happened.
Approved.
Part of the money is that we get from the state. Right. Yeah, and no, I really don't really use that.
What is the total annual amount you guys are spending?
So I think it's about 5,000. I think we got over 5,000 last year. But it had been for the longest time 4,600. No, it was 4,600, 4,600. So the way they do it by per capita and your income, I think. So the number of people in your town and the income per capita. I guess that was the population. Yeah, and then, so like bigger towns obviously more money. But then, because it was 4,600, that's why 4,600 was, the town just matched it. It was like, woo-hoo.
Well, we didn't know what to ask for, but we'll just ask for all of this, see what happens.
Yeah, so the nice thing is the town money, we don't have to use like within a certain period of time. However, the guidelines say if you have these extra funds, you can't open it. But we do try to seek out programs that we can fund. And what it allowed us to do this year is like with Urge grant that we gave him, he applied for a grant through the state, and we turned it down. But when I turned it down, I said, but we still want to support you. You have approval for the program. We're going to pay you from the different lot. That's all. It's been the same process for each last year. So that's what it was.
So Sheila, my question is about the form.
Yeah.
So once the council makes that decision that it's going to be paid out of part of the town funds, do you personally send them an application as an attachment to an email?
So usually whoever has been coordinating with them, we still ask them to fill out the application form because
cultural council links out all the time. I can make it available. Well, if you're leaving,
I think that would be a good idea.
yeah, because otherwise you have to, I mean, we still haven't figured out how we're gonna run this thing after you leave, so.
If you could put on, you know how you sent me that grant application?
Yeah.
To fill in, because I couldn't find that on our website.
Yeah, the grant application we can't file because the application process is.
We take it down when the cycle is closed.
So I think what I'll do is I'll create like a Google Drive or something.
Folder for us.
Everybody will see what happens.
Yeah, that's a question actually hasn't been clear to childcare program clear. How do I go out and find it? I told her to start a letter.
For the town stuff, yes, right, I mean, I'm fine with the letter, that's fine. As long as it has like what it's for, what they're gonna be doing, and that's sufficient for me. And I think it should be sufficient.
But they still have to go back and fill out the same form, so.
I think that they can move forward with it. Okay. It's not, so you still got town funds? Yes. A letter would be fine. If it's easier for them to fill out the application, then that's sufficient. But in order to get paid, I think they should fill out the reimbursement form and provide some evidence.
Okay. But this was a little weird because it's kind of.
Yeah, that's fine.
I wrote it.
That's okay.
You flew under the radar.
You spearheaded the whole thing,
good,
you
yeah.
coordinated it, we were on board with you
Yeah.
taking red money, so kudos to you. Thumbs up.
Children are gonna have a great time learning about science.
Okay, let's,
No, we're gonna leave, I thought it was more like, this was an informational meeting about it.
okay.
You guys do, so I'll let you have your meeting. I know. I don't wanna keep disturbing your meeting.
So if you're interested in joining, did you put your,
I put my name down, yeah.
did you put any contact information?
What would you prefer?
Email.
You got it.
Well, put email and phone, just in case. But email.
We meet once a month generally.
Do you have a regular meeting, David? Or is it just-
Usually it's Wednesdays.
Okay.
Tuesdays or Wednesdays.
We try to, we just talk about who can meet when and we try
Okay.
to accommodate everybody's schedule as much as we can. But we do it ahead of time, everybody.
I don't think we could ever agree on one something.
That's just the time.
It's tough, it's all the time, and so much happening.
Yeah. All right, zipping along here. So we talked about the canoe grant. Hey, guess what, Sandy Pond? Yeah. You wanna give us an update?
Yes, a quick update. I have to confess, I haven't all that far on my checklist of things for the 150th. I've got a couple of things on it. But I'm happy to report that we have been concentrating very hard on getting the building ready. And we have had a couple of unexpected adventures over. Last of them that wrapped up today when we discovered finally that we could in fact have water in the building. It's now connected. And we do have it, and we thought we had a sewer problem, but the sewer problem turned out to be a large rodent that had been untimely demise. That's what it was. So with that removed. Poor thing.
Very good.
That problem is solved, and one of the implications for the event is that while we had not planned to have electricity in the building at the time of the event, we have it now. So that will create some options.
All right.
I have just gotten started early on
Your list of.
my checklist of things, other things. I have made some preliminary contacts about a barbershop group, and I have good leads on that. I'm pretty sure that I can come up with something for that.
Okay.
And we may not need to do each week report groups, but we'll see about that.
There's no rats in there.
No, we think we've removed the rodents. That's a remarkable improvement in functionality.
So just so that you know, we're kind of twofold, helping volunteer during the day when we can for those events. But we've allocated $400 set aside for, I think, music for the party. And obviously, if that changes, plus or minus, then we'll have to reevaluate. It's not like we're short on funds, but we kind of like to share the wealth. So.
We're working basically on two groups. One would be a barbershop group or barbershop type group that would be ideally singing some period music, late 19th century, early 20th. And then looking at the possibility of having country music and maybe square dance.
Yeah.
We'll see about that. So that was a music.
Fabulous. And Earth's got all kinds of other things going on, but
Just, I did try to reach out to people I know that have an Apple Press.
Yes.
They never got back to me, so I can try again, but.
Okay.
I had trouble finding a phone number first, and I finally did find one, and they didn't.
Yeah. And that wasn't that same party, the one that had the fiddle and square dance?
No.
Well, it's
I
different.
should call them too.
Yeah, okay.
Forgot about that.
Yeah, okay.
so this is the kind of things we do, like we come up with ideas of what could happen and then kind of divvy up like, all right, so you know somebody, can you call them and find out?
It's a lot of contracts.
Right, so that's
Right, and if you're not familiar with the Sandy Point Schoolhouse, it's here in town, it's a little red schoolhouse. It's on the National Register of Historic Places. It's having its 150th anniversary this year. So September 14th, we're going to have a bash.
awesome.
There's construction work underway now that will make the interior of the building a little nicer. September. The building's biggest problem was the ceiling, which was an old plaster laid ceiling. And that was in the process of doing what those ceilings do after 150 years, coming down. And it's now has been removed and will be replaced probably in the next week.
Yay!
And then after that is structural work, foundation, and exteriors. So
That's great.
it's first step, getting the building ready to
All right, Alan.
And I'll say one last thing, for our big upcoming 4th of July
Yes.
Independence Day Parade, because of their amazing work with the schools, we've asked Rocky to meet Grand Marshal with other folks from the associate parade,
Awesome.
because of they've done for the community with that important heritage
Yeah.
assets.
Thank you. I'll have a couple members of the board who'd like to join me, so.
Awesome.
No, that's good. Who else?
We have the Ayer Community School thing.
Oh, I missed that. Oh, sorry. Refresh me.
Community School.
Is this an application for town funds?
Yes.
Oh, okay, so I missed that. Sorry about that.
That's okay. And it may, based on what you sent us, and I'm sure it's legitimate that we do it this way, but Ayer Community School is the preschool that's on Washington Street at the church. I do nature programs for them.
Oh, I do have
it.
300.
Yeah, okay, so they asked me $300, and they need me as the person to do the programming, and I don't know if that's allowed now based on what you sent us. So, there's something about how you can't be named.
So here's the thing, there's a difference between town and state.
Oh.
So I don't see why.
You would just make them abstain from the vote.
Right.
I would have some other rooms, like.
Something like that. And then it's just.
That's my. I cannot follow the rules for 6 years apparently.
And you know what?
We've done
I think that should cover it, just say, you didn't vote for your own, just
Well, you did
abstain
that
from your
before we
vote.
need to finish.
Yeah, so that was definitely great, so.
But as well, that's why you say yourself as a member and step out of the room. Because we were
Right,
to that.
yeah, we did.
But if somebody else does something like this and likes me in, and I'm a member, then it's seen as
Right.
biased.
No, I think there was, we'll have to look at that. No, there was definitely something about not paying a member.
It does feel weird. For the program.
I'm gonna do. All right, well, we're gonna have to table that one.
Okay, just one table it
Well, we'll have to look at,
to be sure.
I don't wanna spend the time looking,
Yeah.
reading through the
Okay.
whole guidelines right now.
So like you said, this is outside, this is town money, not state money.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the other thing, I mean, because it's not the grant. And
Well, if
we-
it's okay,
If we
vote on it, right?
Yeah, you wanna vote on it? Cover your ears.
Aside from that
So
part.
that is a cover letter that I wrote just for the grant, and then she
Right.
wrote her own report, so I could step out.
No, just cover
So
your
no,
ears.
it's okay.
We don't even care. So it's a nature-based program.
She knows something. Keep in mind, this is all being recorded.
So hold on, so I need you just to explain. So she's requesting $300 for 4 visits or $600 for 8 visits. So we have to decide on 300 or 600. And what are you doing?
I'm giving them a greatly discounted program.
I know, can you just tell me what it is, because I don't want to read, sorry.
Yes, I'm going to be providing them with monthly nature programs, their science programs.
So are you going to
I'm going to the
them?
school, and I'm
Okay.
going to provide 2 programs, one for the younger children, one for the older children.
Oh, awesome.
There'll be different versions of the same thing, kind of adapted to the ages.
How many kids do you think there per class?
There's roughly under 20 for the little kids.
Yeah.
And right around 20 for the older kids. It varies on different days, it kind of depends on, what we try to get it when there's more children.
Okay.
Is this new? Given that many courses.
We have given the Ayer Community School money before, but not for this kind of thing. And I think that a lot of our programs are lacking the science side of things. So that's why I personally would like it. The question mark becomes 300 or 600, and we have the money to do, so I've set aside 300 already. And with what was left in the town funds, with approximately $5,500, we are down to 32 left over, and that's with the 300 already allocated. So I do think that it's, want to do 6? I vote for 6, but that's it.
No, I vote for 6 too, because it sounds like it's going to be 6 different
Yeah,
programs.
and we'll be just under.
Right, no, 8 different programs.
No.
8 visits,
So 8 visits, so
yeah.
for $600, it's 8 visits.
2 different age groups, yeah,
And then
yeah,
just under 3,000 a month, a little bit under.
Yeah.
That sounds about right.
yeah, that's good.
So the difference between the 4 visits and the 8 visits is you get to expand.
They were gonna pay for the other.
Well, besides that, in terms of your curriculum, you're gonna expand what you're talking about, you can expand the topic, the subject matter, what you're teaching the kids.
If you do more sessions.
No,
Yeah,
you're talking about 4 visits
They're
versus 8
arranging to
visits.
have them come one way or another. This will help them.
So is it, I know what you're saying, so like you're gonna do hour 1 and hour 2, or you're gonna have 8 different programs?
Oh, 8 different programs.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
It'll be monthly fee.
yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
And back to a conflict of interest, wouldn't we be paying the school and the school pays for it?
Yeah.
Isn't that different than we pay Lori?
So we can, so that's, we can pay Lori directly if that's on the reimbursement form.
Oh,
You can check off pay a third party.
okay, okay.
So it depends on your arrangement, because sometimes the school will pay because that's what's required of the person who's doing the program.
Yeah.
So she could pay you up front if that's what your requirement is, or she could submit the reimbursement and have you pay directly.
Okay.
So like if you look at the reimbursement form, that's what it'll be. There.
So how should we handle responding to her?
Oh, I don't even know.
Because I probably should I? It's like conflict of interest.
Oh, you're the go-to, you're the.
So you're saying you would like,
You or somebody to just send her a note, because this came to them.
oh, okay.
Not too long, not to me.
Oh, okay. I'll reply to it. So we're going to approve the 600. So what is your preference? You want to pay that tonight? She's gonna get a check ready for me later. She does, okay, that's fine. So we'll just, I'm just gonna give her the reimbursement for it. All right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, I'm tired. But it is somebody trying. You have 7 minutes. Talk fast.
Well, you have 7 minutes or you're gonna have an audience, so another audience.
That would be visual.
Oh, he brings a slideshow. I know,
I'd actually encourage you, you have applicants come in, they should be as visual as possible, actually, with what they're doing. Okay, but I'm just gonna show you one quick thing that I am actually gonna launch out on, and I don't. It's of a scale that would not, you'd be able to fund it, but I just want to show you, then I will show you this other thing which I ran. I'll just let you folks know, we need to introduce Ayer. Ayer has no public art for the most part, especially public sculpture, and we need to introduce our first great world-class work of public sculpture into this town to reflect our heritage. And we are now, going to be building the new Depot Square Park, which we've not had a common or park since 1917. It was taken away from us by the Department of the Army in World War I because they needed the train station. We're going to be bringing back the historic fountain that was once there in the square, removed in 1917. And what my concept is, Okay. This was something that was seen out there at that rail station, starting when the station was placed there in 1846, but especially World War I, World War II, the Korean War, not so much Vietnam. This was the place where many young men, this is the last time they saw their wives or their girls ever, and you see this type of thing, they would take photo because it would be the last kiss when these guys were leaving on the trains. Some came back, many didn't. And this was the last very powerful.
Is this taken in Ayer?
No. I'll give you examples of, again, you'll see this is from World War I, but it's this same powerful emotion that happened there. And you would see this type through the ages. And I can just see from your own facial, and everyone I've done this to, they're like, wow, it just gets right in there. We've got to commission and create a great world-class sculpture that's always the last kiss at the rail station. Picture this monument out there with the fountain. And not only, of course, the wonderful, but it's meant to tell, not to lose the heritage, powerful story of humanity that happened out there, for over 80 years, when so many young men and women left and never came back, and this is what Ayer did. And that Devon's has been decommissioned now for 22 years, an entire generation, and it's going to be very easy for you to lose that and not say, what happened, what is this? We need to do this. Commissioning something like this, it will be probably close to $100,000. I did a similar one in Nashua many years ago. So I just put it, that's the scale of what we're doing.
So we can do the plaque.
That's right.
And a big jar.
I just do that just to give you guys a sense of what the hell is that. Okay, some of those things. Now let me show you something probably manageable, realistic, maybe even fun. See it. That's why I just ran to my office. Ooh, I just love this.
Alan, can I ask you, where is that sculpture?
Yeah, that sculpture I showed is actually in England at a railway station. If you just Google, last kiss statue, railroad station, watch what will come up. This is really cool. All right. Oh no, not doing all. That's other stuff I did. Never mind that. You ready? I did something when I was up in Maine, in Auburn, Maine, a few years ago. And if you ever go to Haverhill, they did this very cool thing also. And I did a couple of them up, and I was advocating I get away from it. What we call creative crosswalks. I just give you a couple, like I love this one of actually crayons and made for artist tools, and you create your crosswalk. That's a funky one, like somewhere, kind of cool. I love the zipper, that's pretty fun. Why not hopscotch? If people are crossing, they will. Hopscotch across.
I'd be afraid of fall.
Wine glass stuff or downtown. Why don't we do one first creative crosswalk in downtown area? And the fun part of it is we work with the arts community because we want to come up with those artistic symbols that reflect our heritage. And what's the first thing pop in mind is, let's have cool little trains, you know? Or I can think of many other things I want to, but to do a creative crosswalk, if we did one, you know, just to start off as a pilot.
Yeah.
I know we're doing these things up in Auburn, Maine, and the arts actually did it, and they actually did it themselves with stencils, we can have, you know, it's all if the Public Works Department lets us, okay, you can do this. And so, let's do a first one. I think it could be done for about like $500. And it would just be a really cool, powerful thing. And it would just be up to the public space.
That'd be great.
And it'd be the thing to make it cool enough, you know, everyone will say, oh, I gotta take my selfie right, you know, next time, everyone has to do that.
You get hit by the time. Splash.
So, you asked me for a concept, there you go. That's it.
Everybody else like it? I love it.
It'll be a cool thing to let's actually do it as a contest and we'll say, what should be the symbol? What should we do for the first one?
What is your time, like, when do you think you?
We should try to do it, I think, from the fall, maybe if we could.
Okay.
When kids come back and so everyone's back and say, let's maybe do this a big fall project.
So I'm gonna set aside 500,
Ooh,
and if you.
See how easy we.
wow, see, it's
Well,
good to
this,
do visual.
I should say I'm gonna set aside. How does everybody else feel?
I'll write this up.
Sorry.
So I think one of the reasons we wanted you to come is because we don't know where things are going to.
Yes,
And we want to make sure that we have you on, like now we're working with Earth and it kind of
Yes.
becomes an ongoing thing.
And
We'd
so
like to
that
do that.
continuity, right,
So that the council can keep helping the town.
Okay, so hold on.
Especially when we have money for the town now, we'd like to look back into these kinds of things that are visible from the council that we're working all together. I think this
Yep.
is an important.
And I think this would be a very powerful public thing and even put on it, you know. Your creative council, do those, really.
I think it would.
Does anybody object or have any other?
You know what, there are different arts in Ayer. So, because you talked about not doing the calendar, I don't know if you want to do a contest, you know, that people would have to draw it out.
Yeah,
And then, you know,
And then you pick a competition.
yes.
You know?
Yeah.
Do you want to have like a price or something? Because once you have motivated by.
I don't know, to me, I mean, the recognition, you know, you not get paid for that one, then the next one in town.
No, but you could have a competition, the prizes that is good.
Yeah, artists, that's.
Yeah.
So I'll caution you with one thing. I present this as all cool and excellent. I have tried this in a couple of the cities. Crosswalks downtown are actually, they're regulated by what's known as the Uniform Traffic Control, the manual of Uniform Traffic Control. It's the Bible of, like, how streets are to be striped, how this, like, everything is, you know, this. And I've done this in cover from certain public works directors in other towns saying, I'm not doing that. That does not comply with the manual of Uniform Traffic Control regulation. Like, oh, geez, you know? But if you look, many places have done this. So I am going to have to sit with Superintendent of Public Works, Mark Wetzel, and really, frankly, get this, if you will do this. The trick with this is, you've got to have forms that are somewhat similar to those linear lines.
Yeah.
And that's sort of part of the fun of the game. Like up in Haverhill, so they did at this restaurant, they did forks and knives and spoons. I have a great picture of it, I'll let you get that. And it just, when we did one up in Auburn, made this famous Simone's hot dog stand. It's been there for a while. We did hot dogs. And when the public works guys said, "What's this?" I said, "It's a line. Is it not a linear form?" It's like, yeah. It's like, so what's the difference between a linear line and it's a linear form? And they look like, So, part of this is contingent on getting, the blessing and saying, you can't do anything too far out.
Right.
Because if it goes too artsy, they're gonna say, come on, man, people aren't even gonna know. And then they'll say, and this might distract drivers, say, no, it could cause that, and they start doing all sorts of things, like, oh, for goodness sakes.
So obviously, my question would have to be.
That's right, so I'm saying here is it has to still be, passed, but we have to come up with a good concept.
Right.
That somehow says, all right, so I just, I'll
More
do
to
that.
come, but it's a nugget.
Yeah, but I think we can do it, because Mark Wetzel is a very cool guy.
Yeah.
He just might say, hey, all right, let's do one as a pilot. Let's see.
Where are the crosswalks in town? I mean, how many
Oh
crosswalks?
God, downtown we have, you know where I would do this one? I would do it right at Washington Street in Maine, right next to the Union Coffee Roasters. There's some really cool, it's sort of the dead center.
There's the one by the train station.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool.
And if the first one works good, watch out, because they'll say, oh, yeah, and then who knows, we may become famous. We go, it's that cool downtown, it has all the art crosswalks, we gotta go check that place out.
Alan, what are the logistics of once we get a design?
Yeah.
Does Mark do the actual painting?
Yeah, I've seen it done both ways. Sometimes they require, say, public works crews are gonna do this, we don't want, and I've seen it here, they actually let citizens with police details, say, let a block go, and the artists actually do the stencils, and they did it. I've seen it done both ways.
Okay.
So it's sort of this, it's gonna be a call frankly by the superintendent of police and chief of the police, saying, how can we do this?
Okay.
And obviously some kind of special paint that they.
Yeah, that's right, it is a special, and it actually has a reflective quality to it. Thank you, Lord, that's correct.
I think it has to be white or white and yellow.
It really needs to be a light type, that's it. So this is all the trick of, how can I creatively do something cool, but still within the boundaries of this. Yeah, it makes it an interesting kind of context.
awesome.
It's like, yeah. So anyway, there we go. That's it. Yeah.
All right, so ladies who remain, what are your thoughts about joining?
I'm interested.
Okay, wonderful. Would you be interested in signing up to be the main contact?
That's Charles.
I'm interested, my only problem is that my schedule is wacky, I work nights.
Okay.
It's a little bit flexible, I would need to make a commitment and then have it over and over again.
Right.
I can't make it,
Does it fluctuate, your schedule, or is it always the same?
It fluctuates and.
Because we've changed.
And it changes every time I go 3 months, so it's very unpredictable.
Didn't you know, like, from one month to the next, what your schedule?
I know, this summer is tricky, things should be hammered out by the end of the summer. For now, I have every other Thursday, so this Thursday off, and every other Tuesday and Wednesday. However, our group, Air Community Garden is the second and fourth Wednesday. Tuesday, sorry. Tuesday, I was self-confused.
So your ability to participate in the meeting sounds like it's coming.
Yes.
Yeah.
Would you be interested in, focus projects?
Absolutely.
Calendar.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
Because that in itself is a big project that Sheila was pretty much doing by herself, and
Yeah,
if somebody could just carve that piece out.
I already painted one piece. I'm all set.
So that basically entails like finding a photographer.
No.
So we ran it as a contest. We ran it as a contest.
So they find you.
Okay. And then, template online that they can fill out.
She's got it all like designed.
It's pretty organized, and then we vote on
It's the
which
thing,
one
she's
to
got
go
it
with.
all.
I know.
I know, she's tons of times.
Would you like a calendar? That's great. Would you like a calendar, or are you all set?
I don't have one.
Oh.
I know
So it's set up, so it's not talking about it.
Yeah, soon, August, yeah.
Next meeting, we would talk about like when to get out the announcements, and then people electronically submit photos, we have a theme, we give some guidance, we talk about that at our next meeting. And it's a matter of then, if you were in charge of it, you would say, okay, by September, whatever, I need to release the information and to encourage people and do a press release and whatever. And then it would have, wherever we decide to submit photos. And we were pretty well.
It was pretty short. Yeah, it's really
But we had
sometimes that's a good
photos to choose from, right?
Oh, we had plenty, yeah.
We work with the deadline. When we did it, you have to have it ready to sell no later than, I would say, November, beginning of November. Because people start to think about Christmas gifts, because it's a great one-size-fits-all Christmas gift. So by the holidays, because calendars have a small window for sale. Right? And January, we do it.
When you did it,
So Debbie does have a point, it's like, if we wanted to sell it at the schoolhouse, that'd be great.
And the public schools, they said, didn't they say they'd take some?
Yeah, they would do.
How many did we sell?
Yeah. We didn't do that well this year.
Well,
Because we bought more.
right, we did 100
But
calendars the first year.
there's this gap that nobody can get out at the key time. We had a calendar in a couple of key places. And we just weren't as coordinated as we could have been. Sheila, we were doing everything.
Yeah, she does eliminate our No, we didn't lose. No.
Yeah.
It's creating an event that people can participate in. It's a beautiful product. It's really going into the spirit of.
It gets the word out about us, the money goes into the town.
We had a lot of clothes that we liked, so that's. Oh, they got to go, guys. We put little photos.
Oh, yes, that's very good.
And
Yes.
What's that?
And how, were the photographers financially reimbursed, or they're just,
So
they're just not?
people got a free calendar.
on the cover, right? Did we get
The one on the cover,
that was
the one on the cover got a gift card.
From
And
the coffee shop?
we did, well, I think Union Coffee Roaster and the.
Place
Stop
Stop and Shop, yeah.
Yeah. We buy them?
No, they
They
donated.
donated.
Yeah.
Why do we do it?
Yeah.